So here's the thing. Most people treat winter like hibernation season. They slow down, they eat comfort food. They pretty much just press play until January. Girl, I did enough of that this summer. So I'm gonna do the complete opposite. I'm gonna use this season to rebuild because by the time spring comes around, I don't want to be talking about new year, new me. I want to be the new me. You feel me? And for me, that honestly starts with my body, not just how it looks, but how it performs. My energy, my metabolism, my strength, my hormones, all of it. This winter is not about shrinking. It's about optimizing. Bolt's right here next to me. And we're in my bedroom too. You guys know I'm trying this new thing where we do this little planning situation or whatever, so it doesn't seem too, wow in your face. But I did like having like our little, friend to friend conversation where we're pretty much just planning out our winter arc together. And so this is going to be no different, except we are really kind of honing in, and I want to let you guys know what my nutrition and wellness plan is going to be during this winter arc. So that's what we're getting into today. And if you want to follow along or if you want to do something similar, then just keep on watching. Okay, I definitely needed some lip gloss though, because I was not about to sit here and talk to you guys the whole entire time with ashy lips. I do have some notes down here, FYI. I just want to stay on track because I don't want this to be a long video at all. All right, we've got so much information coming out over the next couple weeks. I wanted to just get you the information and that's it. So first of all, I've been just rethinking health in general. There was a point where I really thought wellness was just eating less and moving more, period. Like that's it. That's wellness, right? And sure, obviously that works short term, I feel like, because the older that I get, I realize that real transformation isn't really about restriction. It's about precision. In order for me to be serious about changing my body, I have to understand what's happening inside of it. See, the food that you eat isn't just calories. It's information. It's either building muscle or storing fat. It's balancing hormones or it's throwing them out of whack. It's either fueling energy or slowing it down. And when you stop obsessing over the number on the scale and start focusing on what your body's doing with what you're giving it, that's when everything changes. I had a light bulb moment. So in this season, I'm pretty much going to be treating food and wellness like a long-term investment. I'm trying to build a foundation that's going to carry me all the way through 2025 and beyond. So here's how I'm going to do it. First, protein. I'm making sure that every single meal that I eat has enough protein to support muscle growth and recovery. Because at the end of the day, muscle really isn't just about looks, although that's great and muscle does look great on the body. It's one of the best ways to speed up your metabolism and keeps your body burning fat efficiently. Second, I'm paying attention to micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, fiber, all the little things that keeps your body's systems running. A lot of us are fed, but we're not nourished, and that's key. And this is why we're exhausted, we're bloated, and inflamed, Lord knows. So third, I'm going to be focused on blood sugar balance. That means pairing carbs with protein and fat, not skipping meals, and cutting back on processed sugar. My energy is so much more stable when I eat in this way, and I have the data to back up how good I feel when I'm eating properly. And stable energy means better workouts, better sleep, and a much better mood. And finally, I'm treating hydration and sleep as nutrition, because how well your body uses food has a lot to do with how well you're recovering and processing everything. I told y'all. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get my 8 hours of sleep. I'm not playing about my sleep. Next up, data over guessing. Now, this is where I used to get hung up all the time. I'd be doing all of this, eating well, working out, staying consistent, and the scale would barely move. And then that would make me spiral, okay? I would go on a real deal crash out. So what I would do is I would pretty much convince myself that nothing was happening, nothing was moving, and I wasn't making any progress, which is such a big problem. What I didn't realize though is that the scale was pretty much lying to me, kind of. Unknowingly. What it didn't show me is that I was building muscle. It didn't show me that I was burning fat and holding water. It wasn't showing me how my metabolism was adapting. That's when I just stopped guessing. I had to start tracking the data that actually mattered. And that brings me to one of the most impactful tools that I'll be using throughout this entire winter arc. It's completely changed the way I approach my nutrition and my wellness plan, because now I can actually see what's happening inside my body, not just what the scale says, which is what causes the whole crash out. You know what I mean? So you guys know I normally absolutely hate the scale, but y'all, I have the best scale, y'all, the best scale, which is this right here. It is the Body Pod by Hume Health. And I do want to thank Hume Health for sponsoring today's video. You guys, this has been a dream come true for me. This is a game changer. I kid you not. For someone who normally does not like the scale, the numbers bother me. Knowing what my actual body fat percentage versus the muscle and water weight really shifted the way that I look at the numbers on the scale. Even though I know this already, it's something about getting on a regular scale that don't sit right in my heart. I just, this is the scale to get. This is pretty much like having an in-body scan, but in your own home. So it's not just like your regular degular scale. This is a full body analyzer, girl. It breaks down everything: muscle, fat, hydration, metabolic rate, even visceral fat, girl, even visceral fat, and heart rate indicators. And inside of the Hume app is so fire. There's like a humanoid scan of your body, and it'll show you the composition of your arms, your legs, your torso. And it even lets me know where I have a little bit more muscles in which leg, which is so cool to me. I'm going to be very focused on my body fat percentage and my metabolic rate, because I think I told you guys before, it's showing that your girl's a little old, okay? I don't like that. Now, in addition to all of that stuff, it also gives me AI-powered insights on all of my data. That way I know exactly what to improve, like my sleep, nutrition, workouts. So I literally have a coach built into the app. It don't get no easier than that. And as a bonus, if you don't really like dealing with too many apps, you can actually track your food, workouts, and your sleep in the Hume app as well. So if you're like me and you really hate the scale, but you do want to be able to track your true progress, you need this scale. I'm so obsessed with the scale. I think it is the coolest thing that I have gotten in years. My discount code stacks on top of Hume's current sale, so that gets you up to 50% off. But the code is only available for 7 days, so click the link in the description box now, okay? Oh, by the way, it's also HSA and FSA eligible, so you might even be able to get your insurance to cover it. So that's a huge plus. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description box below. So we're gonna get the data, we're gonna build the habits, and we are going to be our best self by the top of the year, girl. And once again, thank you so much to Hume Health for sponsoring today's video. Now that I have that data, my whole approach feels a lot more strategic. So if I see that muscle mass isn't increasing, I know that I need to up my protein and adjust my training. That's the type of data that I need. If my body fat percentage isn't moving, I know I might be under eating, or I'm not hitting enough resistance workouts. And then also, like, if my hydration is off, that could be affecting digestion, even how hungry I feel. This is the part I feel like nobody really talks about. Transformation isn't always like about doing the most. It's about doing the right things. And you can't do that if you're flying blind, you know? I know so many people who are willing to do the things, but they're doing a lot of the wrong things and they're getting nowhere. They're just spinning the wheel. It's so important to be doing the right things, because other than that, that's going to discourage you and it's gonna get you to just stop straight in your tracks. So here's the plan. I'm spending this entire winter building habits around fueling my body instead of fighting it. So I'm gonna be eating with intention, training to build. I'm gonna be using data, not feelings, to guide my decisions, and focusing on metabolic health so that way by the springtime, I'm not just leaner, I'm stronger, sharper, and way more resilient. So the goal is not perfection, it's momentum. And momentum is built through consistent, strategic action. This winter arc is so much bigger than aesthetics for me. It's about becoming a version of myself that's impossible to knock off course, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I want you to do the same thing. So we're not gonna let the scale dictate our story. We're gonna learn our bodies, feed it well, track what matters, and by the time the new year hits, we'll be miles ahead of the versions of ourselves that's just waiting to start. Okay. One thing that I always do and that I highly, highly recommend, you guys know I talk about this all the time, is also tracking every single thing that you eat. If tracking triggers you, I always say this, then skip it. Tracking for me is essential, and in order for you to track, you're going to need a scale. While you're on this journey, when you figure out what you want to eat, you're going to need to track everything in a calorie tracking app. I use the app Lose It. I absolutely love it. And you're going to use your food scale and the tracking app so that way you stay within your caloric deficit. The goal is definitely going to be to eat enough food to fuel your workouts, whatever your workouts might be. It's very important for you to also make sure that your food and your nutrition lines up with the amount of movement that you'll be doing. If you know you're only just going to be walking every day and you're not incorporating any weights or workouts or sculpting, yoga, all that good stuff, you want to make sure you take that into consideration because that's going to determine how much you eat. What you don't want to do is eat too much for the amount of movement that you're going to make. So everyone is starting from a different place. Whatever you do, do not go balls to the walls. Don't go balls to the walls, especially if you're not used to working out and doing the most, okay? And please, you will see me. I'm going to be tracking everything and I'm going to be showing everything. And me personally, yes, I will be working out most days of the week, all that. Keep in mind, y'all, that at this point, that's pretty much my job. I don't want anybody to jump headfirst into something and then crash out and burn because you did too much. If you need to do the first 2 weeks, all you're doing is walking. First 2 weeks, all you do is walk. And then you'll go ahead and add on extra workouts as you see fit in a way that seems sustainable because this is a forever thing. We don't need to go crazy and balls to the walls, balls to the walls. I hope that's making sense, all right? But when it comes to food, we are going to be very intentional about what we eat. It's got to be whole, fresh, clean foods that's going to nourish our body, keep it functioning well. We're going to keep our blood sugar balanced, and we're going to hydrate ourselves. Another thing I wanted to mention is I won't be drinking any sugary drinks or anything. It's water and electrolytes. And girl, y'all know I gotta have my coffee. Y'all know I gotta have my coffee. Let's not play these games. You're fully aware. I've mentioned this before, but yes, I'm definitely starting out with the 72-hour fast. Nobody has to do this. I'm doing this for me. I've got some things that I have to get rid of and some things that I need to do for myself. So I will be doing, please excuse the lighting, but I will be doing a 3-day fast. I've already started the process as I'm only going to be eating fruits, vegetables, green juices, fresh pressed juices for a couple of days until I just straight water fast. Pray for me, y'all. I also will be waking up every single day at 6 a.m. That's going to be my new routine. I don't have anything in particular that I need to be up for, but I want those first 2 hours for me to do the things that I want to do, spend some time with Bolt, spend some time with myself. I want to be able to journal, all that good stuff. So I really ideally need to be like heading into the bed and winding down for bed around the 9-something mark. So sleep is very important for recovery. So I'm not going to be playing about my sleep. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to get on here really quick and have this conversation with you guys, let you guys know how I was going to be approaching my nutrition and my wellness. I hope this resonates with you. And I hope, like I said, that you guys are following along and that you're ready for this journey with me. Coming soon on the channel, I will be doing a full meal prep video. I will also have what I eat in a days and then also my workout splits, okay? And if you are new here and you want to follow along the journey, or if you just want tips and tricks on how to get through this arc, starting with the health and wellness, that's what we're starting with in October, then I would love it if you consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and hitting the bell notification so that way you're alerted every single time I upload a new video. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I might just call and catch a play. I might just come see you today. You wait, I'm stuck up in my way.